Hello everyone, my name is Joy and you are welcome to Learning with Joy. In today's lesson, we are looking at phrasal verbs with hand. The first phrasal verb is to hand around. To hand around. To hand something around means to pass or offer something from person to person in a group so that everyone can take or use it. Examples: she handed around the cookies to everyone at the party. Please hand the papers around so everyone can have a copy. The second phrasal verb is to hand back. To hand back. To hand something back means to return something to the person who has given it to you. Examples: the teacher handed back the graded assignments to the students. He borrowed my phone and handed it back after making a call. The next phrasal verb is to hand down. To hand down. To hand something down means to give something to someone younger than you in the family because you want them to have it or because you no longer need it. Examples: my grandmother handed down her wedding ring to my mother. Peter handed down his old clothes to his younger brother. This recipe has been handed down in our family for generations. The next phrasal verb is to hand in. To hand in. To hand something in means to submit or give something to a person in a position of authority, such as a teacher, boss, or an official. It is commonly used for assignments, reports, forms, or documents. Examples: she handed in her resignation letter to her boss. All employees must hand in their expense reports by the end of the month. I handed in my homework before the deadline. Our next phrasal verb with hand is to hand off. Hand off has two meanings. The first meaning of hand off: to hand something off means to pass or give something to someone. This phrasal verb is known as hand over in British English. Examples: she handed off the microphone to the next speaker. In British English, we would say she handed over the microphone to the next speaker. She handed off her luggage to the hotel staff. The second meaning of hand off: to hand off means to give another person control of something or to give responsibility for something to someone else. This phrasal verb is also known as hand over in British English. Examples: I will handle the first part of the project and then hand it off to you. In British English, we would say I will handle the first part of the project and then hand it over to you. He handed off his duties to his assistant before going on vacation. The doctor handed off the patient's case to a specialist. The next phrasal verb is hand over. To hand over. To hand something over means to give something to someone, especially after being asked or told to do so. It can be used in both formal and informal situations. Examples: the thief was forced to hand over the stolen money. Please hand over your phone before the exam starts. The next phrasal verb is to hand up. To hand up. To hand something up means to give an official decision or plan to a higher authority. It is often used in legal, academic, or official context, and it is mostly used in American English. Examples: the lawyer handed up the documents to the judge. The committee handed up their recommendations to the board. The next phrasal verb with hand is to hand out. Now, hand out has three meanings. The first meaning of hand out. To hand something out means to give something to each person in a group or place. Examples: he handed out brochures at the conference. The coach handed out new uniforms to the team. The second meaning of hand out. To hand something out means to give something such as a prize or reward, especially in large amounts. Examples: the teacher handed out gold stars to students who completed their assignments on time. At the end of the competition, the mayor handed out trophies to the winners. The next meaning of hand out. To hand out means to announce an official decision, especially in a court of law. Examples: the court handed out heavy fines to companies violating environmental laws. The jury deliberated for hours before handing out a guilty verdict.